Sumail Lesh coming in as our last pick here for Falcons. But you look at the PARIVISION last two, I kind of like them. This is two heroes, two Grandmaster tier heroes. Satanic Morph, No One Storm, in a game where it looks kind of hard to hold these people in place.
Yeah, there's definitely a lack of stuns and kind of control for Falcons. I actually really did like the Orchid suggestion. I know Amar has gone it before. So I hope he goes for that, just so they have kind of some control. And then the other cool one is 9 class. He went techies. He didn't go the cool facet, the enchantment facet. The Skeeter actually might be in trouble.
I think he's pretty dead.
I think he's dead.
This is going to be first blood for 9 class. Okay. Easy start here for PARIVISION. It's going to give that extra bit of bounty for 9 class to play off on this top lane. And let's have a look at these lanes. So some of the setups, you got the classic one here, Storm versus the Lesh. How's that one? Still a bit of an edge for the Lesh, but it's not too bad for the Storm?
Yeah, it's an advantage for the Lesh.
Yeah.
Maybe like 60-40 at the worst if he outplays him, but I think usually like 55-45. We saw the Lesh is really good at diving Storm specifically with this facet, so it's a skill matchup. If Sumail plays better than no one, he'll win. I think if no one plays better than Sumail, it'll be even. That's kind of how it's going to play out.
Okay, top lane, you've got the Razor carry here. Skeeter backed up by the safety of Snake King's Warlock. How are these two going to fare? Is this going to be enough to keep the Razor pretty safe against what DM and 9 class try and throw at him in the lane? Yeah,
I think the first one's kind of going to skew a bit towards PARIVISION, but at the end of the day, they should both free farm for the most part. I think Warlock lanes are usually just 50-50. Like you play the lane to just go even. With this pull is actually
look at this. Can they
he
go for
might
this?
Be in danger.
They're going to get the jump in.
He's a 10 stick.
I mean, he's dead.
Okay.
All right. I mean, can they go for Snake King as well?
He has nothing.
Well, this top lane, quite the start here for PARIVISION.
Okay.
First blood, and then into the lane, they get a double kill.
And look at all these creeps that are getting like missed fully because Skeeter TP is cooldown for 4 more seconds.
You're right. Yeah, he's missing an extra few creeps.
1.
Oh.
He has currently 45 XP.
This lane could get pretty rough. Right, we're gonna see how well Skeeter and Snake King can recover this, because this is one of the roughest starts you'll get as a safe laner. Yeah,
so when I said that this lane should be even because the world, so that was before that there were 3 kills for PARIVISION and like 4 waves missed. This is bad. So now there's not even a lane you play for. You're playing to survive.
Yeah.
And kind of just move on forward. And then bot, I think. I've played this matchup a lot as the Pango versus Morph side. I think early it's actually pretty good for Pango and how you trade, like the trading patterns with Shield Crash. He went double jump as well, and it's like a pretty solid lane, but usually when the Morph hits around level 4 with treads is when you start just getting out CS by Morph. But I think overall Amar's gonna be happy. He can also be left alone, letting crit roam. I think the roam mids can get really bad. You know, he takes no one's water rune at 4, or maybe he even ganks him with Sumail. That's how the mid matchup kind of favors Falcons. It's more about the support rotation, I would say.
Top lane, and every single time,
every time you hear the Goo, you get scared. I mean, okay, doesn't have blast. Oh, he does have blast.
And they still have to be careful. 9 class. Gonna get the blast off connection onto Skeeter. And then this time Static Link's there. DM will be able to break it.
Okay.
Doesn't want to commit fully back.
It is actually really scary. Every time I look here and he has like 2 or 3 goos on him. They got to give the Lotus up.
He's still just only 4 last hits so far in Skeeter.
Yeah. It's also, I would say, it's a bad Razor carry game. Like, it's a really bad Razor carry game. It's super bad versus Morph because you kind of are forced to max Static Link as a carry, otherwise you can't carry the game. And then Morph turns into you, steals your damage, and he's just a better version of you because he has mobility. It's bad versus Storm because he jumps you, and the Bristle matchup's decent because you have minus armor, but you know, if Bristle's up 2,000 gold and you 3,000 gold, it doesn't matter the counter pick matchup for Bristle. He's also he's a utility core. Ooh, no one's so low.
Yeah, is he gonna have to take a walk back to base?
Get dove. He has raindrops.
Can he stick around for a water rune?
Yeah, they really want to contest this water rune. So Crit's gonna go for bot.
9 class. Can't jump in for that, wouldn't be quite enough.
All right, so the fine thing about this is that no one did get a water rune. So even with 9 class being there, it doesn't secure the water rune. Snaking TPs gets it, and Sumail gets his own. It's a pretty... Lanes are pretty good for... I think honestly the lanes are good, going better for Pari right now.
Yeah,
I think even with this mid advantage, it's kind of somewhat to be expected. And it's not too crazy, but especially for top, the amount of, like... It's just the XP, I think, is the biggest thing. Even gold, Skeeter's kind of caught up to the Bristle, and he's not too far behind. But in terms of levels, he's almost a full level behind. And Razor, you don't want to play from behind, like, ever. You always want to be ahead on this hero. You want to be able to go in and be tanky. You don't have a farming tool. Scary times.
It's going to take a bit of time for him to recover. I mean, for now, like, if you're PARIVISION, are we going to have 9 class continue to focus on this top lane? Like, is there still kill opportunity to be had here in this laning phase with the lead that DM has?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think if they just go at him like this,
I mean, what do you do? TP's coming in.
I guess he can do a lot.
Okay, he's doing quite a lot indeed. What can you do? He's doing it. I mean, yeah, he's doing enough. He's able to live.
Okay.
That's what you can do.
You just killed him. Does he get in range? I don't think he'll catch.
It's close.
No. He's... Oh, he dropped a ward. Nope.
Little moves like that. DM.
No, super good.
Is indeed going to kind of lose up on the matchup now against Skeeter. Skeeter's getting the space. Catch up on these waves. So an attempt gone wrong. And Skeeter is going to be well on the track to recovery.
Yeah, it's really big kill just for XP. A lot of the early game is more about getting enough experience, getting enough levels than just the gold.
Oh, mid. He just hit the 6 off that creep.
He's pretty low mana, though.
He is. Only could do a little bit of a zip. In fact, he's just shooting to stand his ground. Okay, he's got the backup coming in. They're the ones to kill off crit. 9 class will end up dying, and Sumail is also able to run down no one. So even though they brought the numbers in and decided to stand their ground and fight,
he's still going.
Sumail comes out on top. Yeah. Double kill.
And they might even pressure the tower really hard. There's a glyph still, so they're not going to take the tower, but even getting it to this like halfway point on the first siege, just like super casually, helps the rest of it out, because it means that someone's always forced to be there or you'll lose the tower.
And they're looking to go again here, Falcons. They've got the smoke up off the back of crit turning up. Snaking and Sumail. They're absolutely looking for a fight around this, and obviously can do so with the fact that crit got that ward laid down early, so they've got good information here. Falcons. They're going to find DM. Sumail pumping out the damage. DM trying to survive through it, but he cannot escape the damage of the Lightning Pony as Sumail gets the killing spree. The Shrine of Wisdoms, of course, both fall into the hands of Falcons. No one is going to look towards Sumail. He's got 9 class to help out, but Skeeter's here pushing forward. It's a good jump forward to 9 class. They're able to blow up Sumail. And 9 class, is he able to survive this? It looks like he might be able to, dancing at the edge of the fight. He gets away. No one picks up the double. He's dancing at the edge of the plasma field. Skeeter will bring him down, but Skeeter does also go down himself at the end of it all.
Still 3 for 1. And 9 class is putting in a lot of work. So the fastest he picked is the one, it basically makes the blast off do 15% of your max health as damage, and the enemy's max health. So it just gives you this extra nuke in the early game, and it's really paying off. I think he's been in 7 kills? He's been in all 7 of their kills, actually. Just kind of owning.
Sumail just going to check out sort of the stack situation.
DM is dead again.
He is. After such a good start, good first few waves, good couple of kills. Turnaround happening in that top lane. They'll get the jump onto Sumail. The Golem's going to get dropped here to keep him safe and maybe allow him to fight back. Still will end up dying. Ducalis able to reach in and get that final bit of damage in onto the ledge to bring Sumail down.
I think what's ever happened top the last few minutes is so bad for Pari. They had that massive advantage. They had
first blood. They got a double kill. They had a full level advantage, maybe even more between a DM and Skeeter. But yeah, that's completely been blown away now. Skeeter's in a perfect position. His farm is not falling behind whatsoever. And it's DM now that has to recover as a Bristle.
Yeah, Thankfully, again, the Bristle with this facet's decent at playing from behind. Like, you don't need to be ahead for this. You're more of this utility tanky hero rather than a damage dealer. But it's not good. And, you know, to give Pari credit, Satanic is in the game. So, the amazing Morph game has been pretty much untouched completely. Morph also is one of the carries that is really good at farming Ancients pretty early on. So he went Vlad's Rush, which is pretty common, but it does mean that he's going to be able to farm this like area below the tier 1 from the Ancients, and he kind of fills that role of, you know, Ancient farming carry.
Diffusal online nice and early here from Mar. Gets it done 9.5 minutes in.
I don't think Satanic really wants to lane verse that. Probably someone else will collect these waves so they don't go to waste, but it shouldn't be him. The mana burn is too annoying for Morphling. Like, even one swash right now and he goes down to 60, 70 mana. He can't even wave for him. It's just not worth it for him. He'll get more gold out from the jungle anyway, not having to dodge the swashbuckles. Sumail gets another rune.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We're going to see if they can make a move down bottom. And finding Satanic's going to be pretty tricky with the lack of opening, especially if they don't have like the golem. Maybe once Chaotic Offering's online, they have a chance to catch him by surprise. But the scan's been hit anyway, so PARIVISION know that Falcons are trying to look for something around this tier 1.
It's hard to kill Morph. I think they just take this tier 1 tower, kind of pushing the waves.
Top lane DM and Ducalis are looking for Skeeter. And they should have him in the Macropire. I mean, surely he doesn't live this. Is the Shadow Word enough? It's going to be enough. Ooh. He's actually going to live yet again.
Okay.
I mean, this is a few times now. This time, a much more heavier effort, bringing in the Jakiro, dropping down the Macropire. It's still not enough. Skeeter getting a walk away out of these dodgy situations, surviving, and keep the farm going.
It's so crazy that he had such a bad game, and now he's just forcing rotation after rotation on him and not dying to these rotations too.
No, he's crushing it considering how rough those first few waves were. There's been a crazy recovery in this early kind of first 10 minutes. And,
even just defending the tower.
Yeah, they're super chill. I mean, it's snaking. He would have been ready to fight if they pushed on any further because he does have the Chaotic Offering still ready to drop. And Skeeter can continue to farm up here very safely. And yeah, all 3 cores of Falcons continue to be in a great spot.
And now they're going to get mid tower for free. So that's 2 towers back to back. Game looks really good for Falcons. It's a really nice position.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I would say at the end of the day, the concern is the Morphling. You know, to reiterate, it's a super good Morphling game. And I think Satanic's probably one of the best Morphlings in the world, just overall. And if there was a Morph that would carry the game, it would be Satanic.
Non-class. He's thinking about setting something up here. He's able to get the blast off, jump on towards Amar. They come in with a further bit of burst from Satanic's. Not enough to kill Amar straight away, and Amar's able to get the Rolling Thunder off. And he's able to roll away and roll back in if he wishes to do so. Satanic's trying to stand his ground against Crit, but Sumail catches him with the stun. The Rolling Thunder from Amar catches Satanic again, but Satanic is just able to get the waveform away. Amar does end up going down to tick damage with Ducalis, but no one, he's fully committed, has no mana left. He will die for that. So ends up being the 1-for-1. And sure, Amar dies, but he got a lot done before he did.
Yep. I think actually no one saved Satanic's life because he went in and he started tanking the Diabolic Edict. That if Satanic was solo tanking it, he probably would have died.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It was like one more tick on towards the Morph and they would have got that kill. So Satanic, lucky to walk out of that one alive.
That was close. He didn't get a Strength Morph off because it was an Invis rune, right, from Sumail or a Glimmer Cape, and then caught him with the stun. Still only a 1k gold lead. It's nothing crazy yet.
Skeeter top, but he's set up onto DM. DM's gonna go straight for the TP. They don't have a way to stop it in range.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has
These towers continuing to fall. I mean, we're 13 minutes in. Yet to lose a tower themselves, Falcons. Whereas they have managed to take all 3 tier 1s away from PARIVISION.
All right, look at 9-class bot on the techies. He's setting up the mines for Tormentor. 2 minutes in advance, he's actually just setting up mines.
He wants to do what he can to make sure this is not an easy part for Falcons to enter into. We'll see if they get tripped up by the mines.
And there's the 14-minute Shrines of Wisdom.
Scanning.
No one's going.
Mar, gonna be ready with the Rolling Thunder. Further TP's coming in, no one. He's just gonna chill on the high ground for now. He's gonna get in there. He's actually able to still snipe the Shrine of Wisdom. But can he have enough mana to get out? That's a lot of his mana. In fact, all of his mana used.
Tower is under attack.
I think he's dead.
Is there any help for him? Jakira's on the way, but they'll drop the Golem. Jakiro, Dakalis, he's got the Ice Path. It's enough. Well, there you go. Just enough to get down to the river, but Amar is there waiting for him. The Swashbuckle, the Diffusal Blade slow. The last bit of mana used won't get him out of there. They do get the kill at the end of it all.
All right. He got the XP rune, but still also 9 class goes down in the back to Amar. He kind of just rolled past everything, killed him. And it's setting up for the Falcons Tormentor.
Let's see how much these mines bother them.
I think the Dwarf is going to pop it.
Well, there we go.
Yep.
That's what they have to say about those.
Yep. Okay, one more.
They're going to still try and fight this, I think, PARIVISION.
They should.
They're moving over. They're going to have no one back in the game in 5 seconds. Falcons, they're hesitant. They want to try and take the team fight first. DME's going to walk straight into this. Scooter turns towards him. Crit. Trying to get some information here from the side. Snakey still pushing on with his Golem. They get the stun connection and on towards Satanic. Satanic, he's in trouble. He's able to wait for him in time. 9 class blast off into his death. These Falcons, they'll get a kill. Won't lose anything themselves. And they're ready to heal up with the Shadow Word. They can commit for the Tormentor without PARIVISION getting to say anything else about this one. That'll be the Shard for Snaking.
Did he just drain the Tormentor? Am I crazy? On the Razor? I think...
No, that was cooldown from earlier, right?
Okay, maybe it was.
I think so.
Maybe I'm crazy.
It was 40-second cooldown, so he did like 25 ago, or 20 ago.
I actually think it's so cool, though, to see the techies for Pari. It didn't work out in this case, but it's something that Astini has actually talked about in the past of using techies for, like, Roche area control. And that using the mines makes it so it's really hard for the enemy team to, like, take your areas, and it's a lot about playing the map. And, you know, I think this is basically an idea of his to use it, because 9 class plays a lot of techies.
See if they can kill Skeeter. TP backup's coming in for him, but they've got enough to take him down. Now, can they get out? No one's still got a bit of mana to play with. So he should be fine. He has 9 class by his side. They could go for more at PARIVISION. They get the jump in on towards Samael with the blast
so much
off.
damage.
They're trying to burst through the ledge. They'll do it. They'll bring Samael down. No one still has mana to play with. He could keep going for more. He's scared of Amar, though. Zips out. Gives the space, though, for DM to kill off Crit. PARIVISION just bring the fight straight to them down the mid. And they take it pretty confidently there. Able to just kill off Skeeter before backup arrives. And then catching Samael in the midst of the team fight.
Yeah,
I'm going to need the teams like a Tormentor to stop kind of dying right after. Making the stats look bad.
And now PARIVISION, they've got space to get on with the map pressure. Satanic can show himself top, finish off this tower. It's pretty much going to be the money to have the Manta style complete. So these item timings for the Morph continue to get hit.
Dire's top tower.
Good news, Sumail is going for an Atos. So he's actually probably going to get a Gleipnir, which I think is good on Lesh. I know last time it was GPK was playing Lesh, he went Bloodstone. And he went kind of more the classic, old school.
Sure,
Lesh
survive.
build. Yeah.
Yep.
Which I don't think Bloodstone's necessarily bad. Triple bounty.
Yeah, cheeky little triple bounty quite early in the game as well to find that.
Yeah. That's a big gold swing. That's almost, I think, like 800 gold for his team he just got.
That's the thing, if you're trying to keep up with the new mechanics, sometimes the old ones, you forget about them.
The interesting is no one went Yules. Which is honestly a bit strange. So I guess it's reading that Crit's going for an Orchid is the only explanation I can see for it. Which he's close to his Orchid, but it's just kind of surprising to see Storm just first item rush at Yules. I don't think I've seen that in a long time. Usually they go for a Witchblade or a Kaya, like the Kaya Shard build was really popular. And Yules didn't really get any changes. I think
it's a little bit cheaper.
It's 25 gold cheaper.
25 gold.
Yeah.
A lot of money in these trying times.
It's
25 gold.
If as a core you need 25 gold as a buff to an item, I think something's probably wrong with how the game's going.
Now one.
He's going.
And they've got the detection. Snaking And just watch, he was thinking about dropping a golem, but yeah, wouldn't have been the place to do so. It was only him. Has to let Crit go.
Yeah. Honestly, Pari's getting a lot of good kills back to back.
Thank you.
I think the early game favored Falcons a lot just based on how kind of the lanes went and what they were moving together. But now Pari's getting these kills, getting all the fights, and they're going to get Roshan too.
This is a big Rosh again. Yeah, no chance for Falcons to say anything about this one. They're not anywhere close by. PARIVISION securing solid early Aegis here, 19 minutes in. Satanic already a real problem when he turns up to the fight. I mean, they've had a few situations where they've got very close to killing him. But the last few times, not quite able to finish off the job. And now with Aegis and then the kind of the 3 items that you need to be able to turn up and destroy fights as a Morphling, they're there. Vlad's Manta Crystallis, he's ready to go.
Yeah, he has a BKB but he doesn't even need it at all. They're just going to smoke.
Amar, he's ready to start things. Looking for the backlines with the Rolling Thunder. No one will sit forward, but doesn't find any chance to grab onto anyone. Amar's going to turn his attention back towards the rest of the team. Jump forward, they managed to take out Snaking, make sure there's no chance for a golem. No one's getting burnt up by himself to safety with the Yaws. The Met just gets destroyed in the front of the fight. He'll try and slip away here, no one, but he does end up dying to the damage of Skeeter. But overall, it's just PARIVISION's fight to take, and they're ready to continue to clean up more. They look towards Crit. Satanic's got the damage, picks up the double kill. And Amar ends up being the only one that actually is able to get out of there after he was kind of the one who started it, Gunnar.
Yeah, that was... They have so much damage on PARIVISION. Satanic just kind of goes in. You see Amar just rolls in the backline. I think it's a bit too far for the rest of his team, so his whole team's trying to go help him. And now they're all stuck in the river. And look at this roll. It catches the backline, Warlock goes down, doesn't get golem, and then Satanic just... It was also really close, no one to live. I think he just could have zipped a bit further on his mana. Obviously, it's really hard to make the read of like exactly where to zip. You just want to click it, but
that's true. Yeah, you still have what 200 mana left that he can serve by not zipping the max distance. But
it's just hard. Yeah. You always want to stay as close as possible. It's a balance, but still super good fight for Pari. Doesn't even lose the Aegis.
I mean, this morph is a massive concern for Falcons. 207. Sorry, 203 on Satanic, and that BKB, as you say, not even necessary for him to turn up and do what he just did, as we just saw. But he's pretty much going to have that on top of it all. And at that point, even if you do catch him, actually doing the damage to threaten this morph's life, it's going to be pretty difficult for Falcons' lineup.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit hard. I'm not really sure what they're going to do versus Morphling when it gets into this mid game.
It's got to be items, right?
Yeah, so they have the Orchid, but he has a Manta.
Yep.
They have Diffusal, but basically anytime Amar's not in ult, he's just going to die by walking up casually. And so you're either going to be asking for, I guess it's Sumail has to be able to survive and just have enough mana to kill him through Strength Morph.
Sure. But as we see, what the problem right now is those last few fights, PARIVISION, they can kill Sumail pretty quickly.
Yep. He's really squishy. I feel like he's actually squishier than he should be. But he's not building tank items. The only tank item he has is a Glimmer Cape. He's not even going for a Sanj, he's going for Kaya Yasha. I don't know when...
I mean, can the team keep him alive? Are we getting anything from the supports that will...
There's a world that the Warlock can save him with golems.
Gets the heal off, gets the golem drop down.
Yeah, you get like a good Fatal Bond, so then now they can't all surround him because they're all going to be dying if they're sitting next to each other. It's just... It's a tall ask. I think what Falcons needs to do is kind of split the fight up. They can't dive. Amar needs to be able to protect the backline with roll and not let Storm and Morph and even the Techies jump commit to his team. He just has to be there to save rather than to stun. I think their cores are kind of independent, that they don't require stuns to do damage. Like, Leshrax's fast, has its own stun. Razor's also fast, links the guy, it doesn't matter if they're stunned or not, he's going to be on top of him. So I think you play for that and just make sure Warlock has to get ult off. If Warlock doesn't get ult off, Falcons will never win a fight.
Bottom tower is under attack.
They're going to start poking the high ground, see what happens with the Aegis on Satanic. We'll get the fortification out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Still just under a minute on the Aegis. The rest of the team looking elsewhere for some pickoffs. No one is able to catch Crit over on the mid lane. Snaking will watch, but again, doesn't want a full commit. He's It's not quite a position for him to be able to drop the golem successfully, so holds back on that. And Satanic could continue keeping this creep wave on the top lane, pushed in 23 minutes in. Knocking at the doors of Falcons' base. Falcons, they've got to do something soon.
They want to do this wrap, but DM's kind of perfectly blocking the wrap, and Tier 3's down.
And how do they start the fight? It's either got to be what Amar with the Thunder or just Snake King dropping the golem. But the range racks are gone. Oh, they're just losing this barracks 24 minutes in.
Yeah, so Satanic still has 7 seconds left in the Aegis, so he might not full commit.
Okay,
yeah, it can be a bit scary.
Yeah. Look at the range racks, the melee racks will survive for now. Still definitely a display of how strong PARIVISION feel.
They're still smoked on... they're not going to go. The smoke's not ending. Unless... I guess they're going.
Do they want to go on DM? He's already been able to put the blade mail. They're still going to try and burst through him. Stamel kicking out a lot of damage is enough to get the kill. But at the same time, no one jumps over towards Snake King. He'll separate himself from the fight for now, though. Wants to keep his distance from Stamel whilst the damage is being pumped out. Amar gets the angle for the Rolling Thunder onto 9 class.
Okay.
As Falcons get a couple of kills. Can they get anything more? No one. He's thinking about going back aggressively. Satanic makes the call to try and take this fight. The Golem's going to get dropped onto Satanic. He popped the BKB though. Satanic's going to survive. He's killing off Skitter. Skitter, he gets Glimmer for now. Skitter's able to get out of the fight. Amar will fall. No one survives with the final zips out as they're just pulling apart the team side by side. Jakalis, he's going to keep himself safe as he ice paths Skitter outside of the Roshan pit. Skitter will still be able to get in and finish off the job. It's now Satanic against the world.
He's like full strength warp. He doesn't really have too much left in the gas. Sumel has no mana. But I think they're going to get Satanic here too. His TP got cancelled.
They've got to do it carefully. They should be able to find him. And they do indeed manage to get the cleanup. Falcons, they had to do that very, very carefully. And they do. They pick them apart bit by bit. And in a fashion that for the most part, PARIVISION did still very much feel that they could go and back in and commit for that fight. There's multiple times where Satanic and no one could have probably...
They could have
completely disengaged.
Yep.
But they did get tempted to keep on fighting. Ends up costing them in the long run.
Yeah, and actually there's a crazy stun by Smill by the end. He Atos the Storm, and he goes to stun him just to follow up the Atos. And because of the animation bonus from Kaya Yasha, he actually caught the Morphling randomly and canceled his TP with like 0.1 seconds left on his TP. And then Satanic goes down too. Now, some TI3 flashbacks, some Dream Coils canceling TPs, and
now there'll be even more ways. Well, the Gleipnir's online now, so team fight control is going to be pretty huge. 9 class. And he's trying to set up this area, but Falcons are definitely going to be coming straight for this Tormentor.
Yeah. I think in this series, both teams actually kind of are recognizing even more the value of the Tormentor rather than the first. I think Bet Boom was a bit of... They knew he was strong, but they weren't fighting it like Falcons is.
He's going to walk into this. They catch him with the stun straight away and blow him up. That's the Bristol gone, and now Falcons can try and turn this for more. Amar's got the Rolling Thunder connection on Satanic. Satanic puts the BKB. PARIVISION again, they want to fight this. They turn straight over towards Samael. They focus the Lesh, kill him off. 9 class, give it the blast off. Satanic can now turn over towards Skeeter. Skeeter trying to back off with the BKB. Satanic continuing an attempt to beat him down, but Satanic is going to lose the trade. He falls. Double kill from Amar. The fight once again, Falcons. As again, it's another instance of PARIVISION really trying to turn and force it. That time, DM is dead, but PARIVISION, they still wanted to go in with Satanic, go in with no one. It ends up costing them 4 lives. Amar's cleaning up a triple kill. Some of these tough decisions aren't working out for PARIVISION.
Tip and Sumel. Oh, you tell him, good job dying. You won the fight for the rest of us. And also, one thing I want to say is, Brigand's Blade is black on Pango. That's so... One of the reasons this hero is so broken is because of Brigand's Blade. It works on your swash damage, so when you get it early and you get like a good swash out, you get a good ags out, you actually kill the heroes and you finish them off with the damage. You actually have so much bonus damage. So I think actually that's providing them this extra bit of damage that they need, because a lot of these fights are so close to Pari actually having enough HP to kind of tank through what Falcons is throwing at them.
I mean, we saw there, DM running in first. If Samel's able to catch him with a stun where he's caught facing Falcons, yeah, he dies very, very quickly on the Bristle right now.
I think also, even Satanic, I think, is a bit surprised with how strong Skeeter is versus him. Because usually in this matchup, more first Razor, you turn into him, you static link him, and the fight's over. The Razor will just casually die to you. You walk at him. You'll end up, after you kill the Razor, you'll have plus 200 damage. You know, what does the enemy do to you? Your BKB, you have 1,000 damage or critting for like 2,000. But Cedar actually just BKB and mans up on him and wins the man fight as well. So
it should be harder now though, because the Daedalus, it's complete.
Daedalus is out.
So that's going to be a big damage step up for the Chrysalis, the Daedalus in this next fight. So if Satanic indeed is able to pull off the same play, getting on top of the Razor. This time with the Daedalus, that should be a trade that the Morphling wins and Skeeter does not get the chance to survive as long as he did in that last fight.
Yep, it will be different this time.
Especially if Satanic has an Aegis once again. They head to the pit. See if Falcons are ready to do anything about this. This Roshan falling very quickly though.
I don't think they're ready. Yeah, it's done.
There we go. PARIVISION. They may be down at 8k, but now with the Daedalus morph, the Aegis on the morph, this should be their window of opportunity to look for something once again.
Yeah, Satanic can definitely 1v5 the fight. I'm just worried about the rest of his team, honestly. I think that Falcons has so much, I want to say like AoE kind of burst damage, like they can go target to target, where I feel like Satanic is kind of locked into one guy at a time. And no one, I don't think has had much impact in these fights. It's basically just zipping in, doing maybe a pull, and then he has to completely get out because of how much damage he's taking. And I think just a combination of that still makes it awkward for Satanic to 1v5 these fights.
No one. It's going to get the start up. They're going to be able to find Crypt first. They do catch Satanic with the initial stun. Satanic trying to hold his position, but the Aegis has gone pretty quickly. The Aegis out of the hands of Satanic. We'll see how he does here on round 2. DM's starting to try and kite around. Skidder Satanic's able to turn into Razor, get the static link going. He'll continue to chase the Razor out of the fight, and this time indeed with the Daedalus, a lot of damage. The force is there. Snake is actually able to help Skidder get out of there. Skidder's thinking about getting back in, but Satanic has a lot of damage built up. So Male is dead. No one will die for this, but he controls Skidder long enough to allow Satanic to connect and finish up the kill. This time round, the whole Morph versus Razor works out flawlessly.
Yep, so that's what's supposed to happen. The big thing was that he had an Aegis. So Razor had to use a static link on the first life, doesn't have it for the second, which means that Satanic can man up. And look at the fight recap.
Look at the damage.
And just look at the amount of damage that the Morph did compared to the rest of his team.
Damn.
He literally did 8,000 of the team's 11,000 damage. Which is just absurd.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
This is going to be the problem. Dealing with the Morph thing. They showed us in the mid-game they could do it a few times. And to be fair there, indeed, as you mentioned, it was specifically because he had the Aegis that he was able to have that chance. Next time round, next fight, he'll probably have his Satanic. It's very close.
Yeah, I think... I'm trying to think. So, the way the fights are kind of playing out, if they play it like that again, I think Pari will lose. Just because they don't have the Aegis. I think it definitely was enabled that they do this kind of greedy jump, they get golemed, and it's okay because Satanic is able to man up. I think even with the Satanic, he might just die to just... maybe he's just too strong. He actually might just be too strong for Falcons to deal with during his BKB duration. They need to find a way to kite.
Because it feels like they have to go all in on just trying to separate Skeeter from the Morph, right? As soon as that link comes out, as soon as you see the aggressive waveform getting in on top, it has to be 4 stars. I mean, is it just, how many have they got at the moment?
They have 1 4-staff.
Just the one.
Yep. And then there's 2 Glimmers. There's one on the Warlock, and then there's one on the Lesh, which actually were doing a lot of kiting in that fight. There wasn't much detection for PARIVISION, which, again, is one of those things. What if PARIVISION have good detection next fight, and the Glimmers don't save? There's a lot of small things that can happen in the fight that kind of lead to one team winning or another.
Dire's top barracks
Back on with the barracks push. See how they look to start this. They have to be a bit careful. I mean, they're able to force out the fortification. Looks like they'll respect that pretty heavily, that PARIVISION, as soon as Falcons start to back up. They don't want to push into them at the moment.
I think all they wanted was the glyph. I honestly think they were a bit surprised that they glyphed, just because Morphling waveformed out right before they glyphed, so it was a bit bad timing. But it's still a win for Pari.
And they're good to go again. Smoke up here for the team. PARIVISION. Seeing if they can catch anyone for Falcons out on the map.
They have absolutely no cooldowns for Pari. They can just go as long as they're all... Pretty much it's just the Storm's mana.
And no one is ready to make the jump. Straight away looks towards the Male. Pots the BKB here as he's ready to continue to commit for the Lesh Track. They'll force him out to the side. The Golem's been dropped for this. They'll kill up the Golem very quickly.
Okay, this is a window. The Golem is mostly important just to cancel the BKB stuns. Like, you know, kind of a fight reset, and so the fact that BKBs are cooldown, it's a perfectly good trade for Falcons. I think so. PARIVISION instant recognizes that Satanic TP's out. He goes to bot, push the wave. They don't want to fight Falcons without their BKBs.
DM's going to tease around here in the mid. And now for Falcons, how much do they want to get on the aggressive now? Are you looking to enter into this half of the map?
Yeah. I think especially with no BKBs, they have how much time? They have it's only about 20 seconds now.
Amar gonna find the opening here for Carlos to be caught. DM's gonna look. Does he want to do anything about this? No, they just gotta let Carlos go.
It's only the pause 5. If you waste double BKBs like that and the only thing on the map you lose is your pause 5, it's a perfectly fine trade.
They do want to try and get more Falcons, but PARIVISION aren't giving it to them. Satanic. Also, each of these moments closing in on his next. I think that's Scardy. We'll see here around the Wisdom Shrine. No one was seeing. You get the steal. And the Falcons do turn up in time.
He should be fine. There's worlds where he greeds it up really hard, but I would be surprised. All right, see big item. So Scotty for Satanic is soon. Actually, wait, no, he bought a. Yeah, it's soon. No one went back for the Witchblade, which I like a lot. I think especially any more damage that they can buy for Pari just means that the Lesh will die. If they can consistently kill Sumail at the very start of the fights, that's a lot of the Falcons' damage. That's their only stun outside of Pango Roll that they can actually use casually in a team fight. And so Amar's gonna go.
See what he finds. 9 class force to the side. Amar's going to continue to chase him down. Another force to separate 9 class from Amar. Amar still wants to find him though, and he'll get it. Gets the kill on his own. Now can he get out? Zip forward from no one, trying to close in on towards Amar. Amar able to jump away with the shield crash, but now Satanic turns at the fight. They just blow up Amar, and now ready to try and look for more. Snaking, he'll also fall to the overwhelming damage of DM and Satanic. Skeeter trying to stand his ground against Satanic on the Morphling. They've got the stun on his Satanic, but now Satanic's ready to pop the Satanic. Silencing on him. He's healing up Satanic. It's enough to keep him fine and to keep the cleanup going in his favor as he takes down Sumail, takes down Crit. Triple kill for Satanic. As we're really seeing in these fights, the concerns that we felt were coming for Falcons. How do they deal with this Morphling?
It's hard when the fights kind of break down like that. I think Amar went a bit too far just to kill the techies. He needs to save his role for ideally after the Morph BKB. I think if they can do the fights in a way that the Morph commits with BKB and Amar rolls at the end and controls him after, so he can't like Satanic up and heal. He's not able to like wait from Kite.
Ooh, Amar.
They're gonna get snaky.
He's able to get away in time before the vision's down. PARIVISION. AC online as well for DM, help with the push. Amar's going to try and slow this down.
There's a banner down.
Indeed, the damage has already been done. The racks in the mid taken. Satanic also going to look to see if he can try and clean up the top set as well. Amar, blink off in time, but the space is there for PARIVISION to get a second set of barracks. Now have this game under pretty good control.
And I think Tormentor's about to spawn. So even more nothing, guys, the racks doesn't matter. The fact that Pari now has map control to do Tormentor for free when it spawns.
Roshan's still going to be a 2.5 minute cooldown this time round. Falcons. How and how, like, because at this point you can't even just kill everyone else, right? Because the Morphling will kill all of you solo.
Yes. Morphling will absolutely just 1v5 these fights if not controlled, and they didn't draft control. They didn't draft a line with a Hex or a Shadow Shaman. They didn't even draft many stuns. It's just a Lesh stun. So a lot is riding on Sumail, not only because he has to stun the Morph, but also because everyone on Pari is focusing every single fight. Anytime he shows, it's 5 heroes trying to kill him, and I think that just makes it a really hard game for him. I think Sumail is just kind of struggling with the way the draft played out. Smoked up though.
Smoke time from Falcons. It's such a hard fight for them to take, but they're going to try and take the risk. PARIVISION, they're very set up for this.
Skibby's going to pop all the mines.
And the way through is clear. How do they enter into this fight? It's got to have to be Amar again, looking for the Rolling Thunder play.
Ooh, probably they have to burst no one or save roll for Morph. I don't think there's a world they burst the Morph, but killing the Storm, killing the Jakiro, those are the realistic ones. Even the Techies, I just don't think the Techies does much in a fight. Yeah, let it live. What's he gonna do?
The Falcons, they just can't find a way into this play.
Yep.
They have to head back. Base is under attack from the creeps. PARIVISION just played it cool. They knew that they were in such a strong position to just hold the area and keep this set up for them to get that next Roshan.
Yeah, they know that the game is kind of in the bag for them. They don't need to do anything crazy. Once you get to this point, the biggest goal is not losing to yourself. You know, not fountain diving. We've seen a few fountain dives, not throwing, being caught alone. So just basically, Pari needs to just smoothly play the game. They can make 0 cool plays, have a very boring game. They push all the waves to 5, and it should be pretty easy. Looks like Falcons is smoked up. I think they want to fight this Roshan, and I think it's the correct call.
Oh, but no one. He's going to find Crit first.
Not a Crit's dead. They have to fight this.
They want to go all in on this Roshan to try and go for a steal, some sort of crazy play. They've got to take a risk here, and they're going to try it. They look towards Satanic. They're getting pretty low, but now he's ready to go straight in with the BKB. Looks towards Snaking. Snaking's gone. Sabel just doesn't stand a chance. Neither does Skeeter. The damage too high here, surely. Maybe with the Rolling Thunder they can lock Satanic down. They can't. It's over. GG is called. Right. PARIVISION will take this game 1. The Morphling, too strong. The performance from Satanic, too perfect. Falcons, they just couldn't shut him down.
Yeah, I think super impressive by, I want to say specifically Satanic.
Yeah. Is it possible? We've had it win a game today. We had it lose a game today. Now, what's going to be the result? It's first pick for PARIVISION. They come out with it. I'm not going to get a chance for the first blood there. Skeeter's going to be fine. And indeed, as Brian did point out, obviously Lifestealer does have some aspects to the hero. When you get there with the items that can really ruin a PA in the middle of a team fight, but it takes a lot to get there. And the lot that it takes to get there is going to give PA to get a lot as well out of that time, you know what I mean?
Where she wants.
Yes. So she might kill everyone else. Yep. Unless the Lifestealer is able to clutch it up and stop her at the right time in those fights. Obviously, outside of that, what else is sort of standing out to you from these drafts, Gunnar?
I mean, the Pango last pick I think was a bit bold, but a lot of the time, Astini and PARIVISION in general, they pick heroes more for the game rather than the lane, which I think for mid is probably the best lane to do that for. Well, maybe that was more in the past. Now, so the big concern with mid, you can't bottle fill anymore. So in these hard lanes like Pango versus Quap, there are worlds where you just can't get help mid, you can't secure the runes, and so in theory, this patch actually matters way more about the laning stage of mid. You can't get these free 50-50s, but I definitely think no one's the type of player that even in a hard matchup he can get away with it. I also do want to point out, much to the dismay of Brian, Lifestealer did not get the Infest facet. He just went the health one. Maybe one day. Maybe one day, Brian, you'll get the facet you choose.
It's like the same with the PA, right? Maybe one day we'll get the dagger facet.
Yeah. You just got to play in these tournaments, Owen. Then you can pick the dagger facet.
That's never going to happen.
Oh.
Someone else will do it. Someone else will carry the flag of picking the bad facets, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That'll be one of these carries are going to be like, I got a plan. It's going to go awfully. Because indeed, on both of these, the PA and the Lifestealer, there is quite clearly one facet that's a little bit better than the other right now.
At least more consistent.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what matters. You want the variables to be as little as possible so that all you have to do is play like the most standard game you need. The more chaos you inject into a game, it's harder for you, even if it's harder for the enemy too. So,
what do you make of these lane matchups? This is bottom lane. What are we expecting out of this one?
I don't know. Every time I kind of say something about the PA just wins the lane. So I think PA will win the lane. Brisbane in the last game, when the laning went really good early, specifically versus Razor, but I think in this kind of lane, Satanic will be happy. Other big thing, so Bristleback didn't go the green facet. Amar went the red one.
Okay.
So he's seeing red. That means that we'll likely see him go for an Aghanim Scepter, go for more of a kind of damaging build rather than a tank utility, which a bit surprising. This won on day one of the patch. So Collapse went for Ag's Bloodstone, I believe, on day one of the patch. I don't know if he actually knew that Bloodstone didn't work on the passive quills. So I'll see. I'm assuming Amar knows that, because AUI probably told him 15 times that it doesn't work. And if he goes Ags, it's probably just a casual Ags for like a bonus damage amp. It's not for this lifesteal.
Nope.
They're going in on him though.
Amar's going to be fine. Looking at the lane so far, I mean, Jenkins was concerned, but this mid lane matchup, no one.
He's owning.
He's 14-4 against the 8-1.
Yeah.
This doesn't look like a Pango having a sad time, and that it's going to be first blood. Amar gets it first before dying himself, so of course obviously worth it for him there.
Yep.
Gets the kill, gets the bounty, gets the XP.
Yeah, and I think the Quills are just kind of out-harassing the Phantom Assassin in these trades. Basically, Amar just turns his back and just goes AFK and just lets the PA hit him, and he's winning the trades like this. So Bristle, if you're able to just trade your life for the enemy and you constantly do like 1-for-1s or sometimes even 1-for-2s, it's good because you're usually getting CS in the creep wave by pushing it in, and you're always going back to full mana, which is the most important thing as Bristle, and so you're not really losing anything by getting a kill first. So any trades like this, super good for Bristle lanes, and they're usually even better than kind of having these like 50-50 lanes where you just farm. You end up getting just more overall.
So far, the state at the top lane, Mosquito 14 for 0 against the 15-3. So both cores having a fine time up here. I mean, is there going to be kill threat from either of these sort of duos?
Really shouldn't be, I think. Honestly, this lane is really even. I think in the past, the Lifestealer versus Centaur was worse, but nowadays I think it's pretty fine. They're going in DM, but yeah. You know, they full commit, they use open wounds, they slow him, and he takes, what, 300 damage? So top lane is just going to be a farm fest. Mid, so Sumail has caught up. They're back to being even on CS. But even then, right, you get to this point, it's 4 minutes in the game, you're completely even in a Pango quad matchup. You're happy. This is exactly what no one wanted, so I would say overall lane's going decent for Pari, but again, the biggest advantage is probably going to be bot. Just with Amar being top of the net worth already.
And at this point, now the levels are starting to come in, I imagine it's just getting harder and less likely for them to find a chance to go on Amar.
Yeah, usually level 3 is this like the stopping point of when you want to go on Bristle. When he hits that 4 timing, either he goes goo and he just full trades with you. Sometimes they go 2 points of passive. I don't like that one, but I've seen some people do it. Yeah, I think bot is now gonna just eventually just be a slight farm advantage for Amar. Pretty sure out the lane. He's consistently just gonna be 200, 300 gold above Satanic, and while playable, it's, you know, a win for him.
Alright, so with that sort of said and done, I mean, where do you imagine we're gonna see the action come out first?
Where does the game get hype?
Yeah, who's getting killed?
Probably a 6-rune fight. I think both mids are gonna want to contest it and fight each other.
9 class.
Okay.
Radiant are scared.
He got spotted, I believe, by crit.
I'm gonna try for Amar with the help of 9 class, see if it's
Those
enough.
are stacking up.
Gonna TP back up coming in, but they'll kill him off. They are pretty low themselves. Crit. Trying to look for the setup onto Satanic, but the jump's there. Satanic able to get back to safety. Crit, he gets caught by the Ice Path. They'll get themselves a second kill here, PARIVISION. They'll sure lose to Carlos, but they'll take that. They keep it safe and set up Satanic to get involved in some action there with 9 class coming over to help out.
Yeah. I don't know if they did. I thought Crit saw 9 class. Maybe Amar was just too far up and wasn't able to get out in time, but that's a really big double kill for them to just get both kills bought. It looked kind of close. If Snaking was there a second earlier, maybe they get a double kill.
Ooh, no one. Is he actually going to live there? He's going to tick pretty low, but he's going to be fine.
Okay.
Able to use the invis and sort of what during the cast time of that, he was able to also get the shield crash off, so he was also able to benefit from that shield and survive through the AoE burst that was being thrown down at him. Good escape there from no one.
I wonder if that was actually the invis rune change. So invis now actually gives damage reduction when it's active on you.
I think that, yeah, that
so
combined with the barrier.
With the shield rune, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that actually might have saved him. So there was a 6 turn, you know, someone was supposed to die there, but I think most of the supports were kind of focused on the bot lane fighting. And yeah, now Falcons top 3 networks in the game. All 3 of their lanes are going really good. The mid advantage is now showing for the Quap Pango, but again, it's not the worst, I would say. Like it's completely fine. The biggest one is definitely bot, I think, is the not drafting advantage. With just Amar getting a really good time.
Radiant are scanning.
No one. I mean, they might want to try and do something bottom. I mean, they're bringing in the backup here from 9 class once again.
They definitely want to go on him again, but Crit spots him out.
They'll go for crit. Yeah, they just drop down the detection. Crit's very dead. They do still have no one around, but Falcons are aware, so Amar won't put himself in any dangerous position.
I'm curious what build Skeeter will go. So he just gave an armlet.
Radiant's middle tower is under
but then,
attack.
so there's like the armlet into Radiance, or there's just the skip armlet for Radiance, or there's just the full, you know, you don't go Radiance. I'm pretty interested to see what Skeeter goes, just because, like the panel was saying, I think a lot of this game is going to rely on him being able to either man-fight the Phantom Assassin or protect his team from her dives. And so it depends a lot on how he itemizes. I don't really know what the best one is. I can see him just going full right click, no Radiance, just armlet, Deso, and maybe an MKB, Son Yasha. The strongest carry.
Has he got any way out of this? He has a Stampede, but of course Snaking's ready and waiting.
Yeah, saving the Frostbite.
Lock him down. And they'll get him. Same time though, Stampede is actually going to help on the other side of the map, take down Sumail, as PARIVISION's able to dive in beyond the tier 1 tower. So that kind of works out. I mean, he was clearly drawing their attention there right there, because he was dragging this creep wave for quite a while, all the way up there. So I don't think he's fussed at all that they came for him. That seemed to be part of the plan, part for the bait, because the rest of his team were ready to jump on Sumail.
Yeah, especially for the fact that...
Ice Path onto the 2 of them. Crit and Snaking getting caught by surprise there. I mean, the 2 of them just sort of holding hands behind the tower. Crit's lucky to get out alive.
Jakiro's looking really good every time I see him. I think the double pop of Ice Path is just super good and like consistent. It's a lot more damage. Even level 1, it's over doubling the damage of the spell compared to what it was in the past. So that's super cool. Having an extra sun, super cool.
No one? Little awkward there. Off the mark with the swashbuckle, gets Sonic Wave under the tower. It's going to cost them both their lives. They were going pretty deep for that one, PARIVISION. And Sumail, they're not going to get away with that against Sumail this time. Sumail shuts them down. Easy double kill for the Quap.
A little too deep.
Yeah, a little too deep.
But
yeah,
sometimes you got to make those plays.
Let's see what happens, you know.
The Ripper's Lash. That noise, what is that? The old nullifier noise?
It is, isn't it?
I think it's the old.
Wait, how does the new nullifier noise go?
I don't think there's one, because there's no like proc.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but you're right. That was 100% the old nullifier noise.
So Tank's dead.
Yes, and that is without his TP available, because he
just
TP'd out to avoid that sort of situation. Comes back to the lane. They're able to kill him. Back in the river. Stampede's up. Macropire laid down. Sumail caught in the ice path. Rolling Thunder from no one to control the both of them. They're both dead. Have they got vision here for Crit?
He's on
they do indeed. He's back up under the sentry that he died under just a moment ago. So PARIVISION, they're going to get all 3 of them. I guess this is the thing as well with Jakiro, right? I feel like there's a lot of areas of the map where you kind of get stuck in a bit of a corridor, and these Macropires, they're hard to get out of.
Yeah, it feels very kind of maze-like, the new map. I think the old map, especially these big jungles, were really wide. But you see here, it's like they have to walk down this small corridor, and they're both just taking the Macropire the whole time. The Centaur ult, twice now, has actually been used versus Sumail, so Sumail will blink, and then they'll just get hasted and chase him through his blink. And it will still be on cooldown by the time they catch up to him. And honestly, to some extent, it's the points in Shadow Strike. If he was maxing his blink, the standard build of going like 0-4-4, maybe he doesn't win the lane as hard, but you actually might survive in these situations. Your blink goes a bit further, it has a shorter cooldown, and that's one of the other reasons why some people kind of lean away towards this dagger.
And I guess that's the thing as well, right? Sumail didn't really win the lane that hard, right? It was pretty even.
He won an okay amount, but it's not as much as you...
Shows the trade-off.
Yeah. Especially, I think it would have been very different if no one died at that 6-minute. if he didn't get the invis rune or they just did it extra, 50, 60 damage to him, either of those matter a lot. But the fact that he's able to get the rune away from Sumail, live, I think is definitely turning the game around. Because he's now 1-1-6 on Pango.
I mean, they're looking for Sumail again. He's got to use the Sonic Web to try and push back no one.
Still 3 seconds on ult? He's okay.
Yeah, so he's going to be fine here, Sumail. But did indeed need to do that. Once he blinked in, it was on pull down bottom lane. Satanic. Well, nasty surprise for him there as Crit walks up with Skeeter inside.
Radiant's
This is
bottom
not,
tower is under attack.
the Phantom Assassin games we've seen in the past.
It's going to be a slow start for him this time around. Bottom of the cores right now, Satanic on the
Dire's
PA.
top tower is under attack.
It's going to need a lot of time. Whereas meanwhile, at the top of the cores, Skeeter, he's going to be hitting a solid Radiance timing after the armlet.
Yep, so he went armlet.
Radiant's
I like the
bottom
armlet
tower
first
is
more.
under attack.
I think it's a bit awkward when your carries can't do anything at all. Even the Phantom
Dire's
Assassin,
top tower
we've
is
talked
under
how
attack.
she can fight with a Battle Fury, even before her Battle Fury, whereas Lifestealer going naked Radiance is such a weak hero, so having the armlet makes it hard for him to die, lets him go fight early. I think, especially now that he has openers again. Oh,
Good angle for no one to go in. Gets the swashbuckle, shield crash onto the 2 supports. They've got the lasso as well to lock down Crit. Skeeter and Sumail going to consider if they can do anything in return, but looks unlikely. And no one's going to be able to continue to roll away. Also has a haste rune in the bottle on top of that, if necessary. Again, a couple of quick kills, and they get out.
yeah, just consistently getting kills on Pari. I think they also see something. They see Sumail. They might try to dive this.
It's tempting. Blink's there. Do they want to use the Stampede aggressively? This time they won't. They don't quite catch vision of him as he heads into the trees, so don't want to try and search that deep for him. Soon it will be a bit easier for the catch as DM is very close to having his Blink dagger.
Yep. I think his Blink is probably going to be a smoke. You'll see Ducalis already has one in inventory. I think they'll literally just smoke the second they get it. It's going to be too late for the XP rune, or the Shrine of Wisdom, to be exact. But even now, I really like how Pari's playing on the map. Just consistently playing forward on them, forcing out rotations.
Got to use the Stampede here defensively. As they weren't quite able to get the quick burst kill against Snake King, Skeeter coming in with the Infest to help out, and now looking for the chance to turn. No one's down to the low ground with the swashbuckle, but Falcons are going to chase on forward.
The jump.
Look at the shield crash off the Ice Path, full hold back post Sumail and Skeeter, but the Sonic Wave will still manage to come out from Sumail as no one gets punished. And this time, PARIVISION poking for the kills in those rather deep positions doesn't quite work out for them.
Yep. I think a bit too far. I liked how they're playing as like a concept and just constantly going on them, fighting around the enemy big jungle, just going for kills, but they didn't have roll up, and I think the Stampede just came not perfect timing. Like they weren't able to actually kite out because of the Stampede, so he goes down. They don't lose a lot, but again, when you're playing in this draft where Phantom Assassin's useless right now. He's in the backpack of the team, has to just get space made for him. And when you're playing like that, losing one of your 2 cores that's actually having a good game hurts way more than when all 3 cores are having a game and you're ahead. So, like, I think every time like Sumail gets caught out, for example, it's okay for Falcons because they still have 2 other cores playing the game and still being ahead.
PARIVISION, they want to make moves here with these 2 blinks.
There's
the jump. They're going to go both in straight away for Crit. Falcons, can they get the rest of them out there? Skeeter, he knows he's strong because he has the backup. They get the Frostbite connection in. The Ice Path's getting laid down, but Snakey's just got the freezing field. No one dies. The Rolling Thunder won't save him. Enough just AoE damage being pumped out by Falcons to make it impossible for these 4 members of PARIVISION to fight into them.
Still chasing.
Carlos is going to go for the TP out. They'll jump forward. They haven't quite got the burst. They try and take him down. It's not enough. PARIVISION, they went for that play there with both DM and 9-class sort of jumping in on the same target. It just leaves it the sort of the positioning open for Falcons to just turn, take them down. Not only get the kills, but also get this Tormentor secured.
All right, game 3.
I mean, as the Tormentors go. So, to be fair, I feel like the Tormentor win rate's not been that solid today, right? In terms of the first Tormentor taking. I feel like at least in 2 games, the team that to the first one did actually end up losing.
Maybe it's 50-50 right now.
Dire are scanning.
Should we have 4 games? So actually could be 50-50.
Yeah,
I think it might actually be 50-50. So this game, we'll find out.
Yeah. And then 3rd game, that means that we will
Maybe be back
go back to
50-50.
even.
Yeah.
Okay. Or 4-2.
Yeah, indeed. Then we might have more concrete
More data.
results on
We need more
the
data.
importance of the 15-minute Tormentor taking. Snake Kick. That's the freebie there for PARIVISION.
I just want to say shout out to 9 class bat. Oh, hold that.
Okay, well, no one. He
He's
just
a
gets
7-6?
blown up on the wave.
Oh, he missed the E.
He's going to live. All right,
Oh,
he's
no,
out of
7
there.
health.
Samael not quite able to lay down all the burst to take him out. No one walks out or runs out. Of course, courtesy of DM with Stampede.
He was just like barely out of range with a Scream of Pain. That's a big kill that they're missing out on. Especially dropping the Queen of Pain.
Look at this mid. They're going to try and set up on Tuskito. It's still a very hard kill to find.
It's really hard.
He's got the rage. He's got the infest. No one's going to try and chase, but Crit's already here to pick him up and take him out of there.
They don't know where Bounty went.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Well, they know now.
Oh, they do. Crit trying to poke back at them there. They give them the chance to get the Who Stomp initiation on towards it. Freezing Field comes out for Snaking. A Crit goes down. Skeeter and Snaking trying to stand their ground and fight back at the end, but Satanic, he's ready to join the fight. Jumps over, cleans up the CM, now turns over towards Skeeter. The Ice Path, it catches him. Have they got the damage to bring him out? Yeah, they certainly do. Double kill for Satanic. The perfect time for a struggling PA to turn up and get some big kills.
And look at his net worth. He's already 3rd in the net worth, has his Battle Fury. Just because of that one fight, he gets 2 kills. They're back.
And I guess the way that all's kind of started, do you think Skeeter's like, bro, next time, Crit, take me out of here?
Yeah, it looked like Crit was kind of dancing around the fight, like he wanted to keep playing, keep tracks. I guess he just walked on the dust or a sentry and he goes down. Ooh. They can't go on this.
I mean, Falcons want to try and fight this, but TPs are coming in. DM's ready to turn up. Obviously, Amar's still very strong on the Bristol, so not really something that PARIVISION can look to jump.
Amar's having a really good game. We haven't seen him too much, I think, in these fights. He's been kind of farming. He finishes Blade Mail, and now he's going for the Ags.
Oh, they've got the dust again. They're able to make the jump on towards Crit. He's going to try and run, but the Stampede's there from DM to chase him down. They're moving in onto no one. Blink forward, but he's jumped straight into the Ice Path. The lasso's there as well. As Samael, he might still find the chance to live. Turns, stands his ground with the Sonic Wave. He's going to jump over. No one has to Rolling Thunder away.
Satanic got nowhere.
Samael jumped in aggressively onto the high ground on Radiant's side, so Satanic was able to kill him. Falcons might still be able to take the overwhelming fight, though. So they kill off Ducalis. Ends up just being the 2 for 2. I mean, Satanic, again, he's going to be pretty happy with that. He's now top net worth because he was just able to kill the top net worth hero on the side of Falcons. Kills Samael after Samael blinks up.
And he's almost at his BKB. And the other really sad thing is, so 9 class was destroying this game. He's 8-1-9. That was his first death of the game after being 8-0. And who got the last hit? It was Snake King. So all of this like bonus gold from 9 class, 700 gold went to Snake King, which sure, Falcons got the gold. It's on their team, but you really would have wanted that on like Sumail or Amar, or just any of the cores. Basically, Snake King's the worst one to kind of get that gold.
Radiant are scanning.
I was gonna say earlier. I was gonna say I really like the 9 class bat. I think consistently he plays like amazing. He's always finding kills. His lasso feels like it's always on cooldown, just because he's always getting a kill every time it's up. He's going for Witchblade, which I you know, that's like the old school barrier build from 2 years ago that they would just go try to go carry and right click. I think honestly I might prefer a 4-staff, just because it's so good versus Lifestealer and Bristol and even Quad. But I think maybe just recognizing that he's so far ahead, he can basically become a 4th core.
20-minute power in. It's going to be the shield rune at the top. Falcons will have their hands on that.
Roshan's walking. I get scared of Rosh. When you're like walking in the river and you see him next to you, you just want to give him such this big circle. If you get thrown. I don't think it's bugged. I think it just does a lot of damage.
That's the Radiance timing. Now here for Skeeter, so see how he's able to sort of match the farm pace of Satanic on the PA. It's going to be looking for the S and Y next, and then yeah, we'll see where he goes, because you bet it's going to be what, S and Y into the Aghanims.
Probably the Ags. Ags is super good versus these BKB cores that kind of needed to fight. I would consider.
Because are you getting the Ags first in the build, or are you getting the MKB first against the PA, or are you not even getting that? You're going for something like a Silver Edge or a Bloodthorn. How are you playing?
MKB is fine.
Yep.
I think the Ags is just good for. It's good for all the heroes. You can use it on Pango Roll to follow him and do damage. You can use it on PA because it's a disarm the entire duration, so she can't use her BKB. Centaur, you can just follow him during a Stampede. So I just like the Ags. But definitely needs a Sanji Yasha first.
Seems for the game to calm down once again as both teams carries. Content with working towards their next big item. And, ooh, a little bit of a switch up, a bit of an ode to the past, I feel like. We're actually seeing a PA buy and a Deso.
Is under attack.
Has it? No one's bought it recently, right?
When was the last time we got some good old Desolator PA? With all these S and Ys, it feels like an age ago.
S and Y every single game, and then by the time you get S and Y, you just want to skip it because Deso's better the earlier you get it.
I mean, I'm happy. I hope he commits for this. I'm still, I feel like he might change it and we won't see the Deso because we just don't see Deso PA anymore.
All right, they're Roshan. This is, I mean, I'm scared.
Snaking.
I'm
lay
scared
down
for
the ult.
He misses the ice path.
He missed the ice path. He's going to pay for that as he ends up just dying at the start of the fight.
Might go down too.
They've got the Stampede, 9 class and Satanic. They're looking to get back in on this. They'll take down Snaking, but the Sonic Wave's in onto Satanic. They'll put the BKB, jump forward aggressively on towards Samael. The crits come out, they take Samael down. Now they turn towards Skeeter. They're going to be able to kill the Lifestealer as well. Triple kill for Satanic.
Oh, Satanic's dead.
They've got the stun, crit. They've got a big cleanup kill. Amar is trying to tank it all, but he won't survive. Crit. Can he kill anyone else here? Crit's trying his best to carry the fight here for Falcons.
There's a blinking one.
But he's the last one left to light the Shuriken. Be able to disjoint it. Crit goes down. PARIVISION take the fight. Just a little bit of a balance there that Falcons did have Crit killing Satanic after the triple kill. But outside of that, it's all bad news for Falcons.
Yeah, that was... it looked honestly really scary for Pari to just be in that Roche pit. I think it was really good on them. They recognized, okay, Falcons want to fight. If we're in the Roche pit, we're going to lose. And so they all instantly back into the Roche pit. Ducalis does go down to Snaking, but then I think the initiation where they come in on Satanic and he gets a BKB off, doesn't get bursted, and just kills Sumail. The second that you see him here not get bursted, I think it was kind of obvious the fight was won.
That was here. Satanic, no fear. Knows that he can go in.
See, right here, right? He BKBs. He has 500 health still. A PA with 500 health, BKB at this point of the game, invincible.
Yeah.
You can't kill him.
And then here we have, well, the Crit MVP here for Falcons in this fight. Bam! Easily just kills this carry that has been killing everyone. He's like, you guys died to this. I'll kill him easy. But unfortunately for Crit, not the kind of team fight outcome that the team as a whole would have hoped for. It's PARIVISION. Continue to build that lead and keep this PA in prime position. I said, I'm looking forward to this Deso. We'll see, because there's got to be a reason, right, why people stop buying it. And it's just because what the S and Y is now hot. Meanwhile, back in the mid, the fight's actually kicking off. The last one's down to Amar.
2 dead already.
9 class. He'll be able to force him away. Does still end up ticking out. No one. He slides in, kills off Samael. And he's got shield crash back up. So jumps over. Triple kill for him. They're in with the break. They're going to be able to kill Amar as well. Skeeter's dead.
Okay, that's a
team fight. And they only lost 1 hero.
They're just going to go Roche.
They certainly are. 2 fights back to back that have overwhelmingly favored PARIVISION. This Roshan's theirs. And Falcons, they've got some fixing up to do in this game. Like, how do they fix this?
Oh, and I thought we had a patch to nerf Phantom Assassin. Was this you first picked again?
This was a first pick PA.
Okay.
It was.
Oh, so we're back? I mean, she didn't even have a good game. She was lowest of the net worth, the cores after the laning stage. She had a farm back. She barely got into the game just because of 1 double kill. So it feels to me, you watch this game and you say, okay, you have to play versus Phantom Assassin and make absolutely 0 mistakes while beating her in the lane to win the game. And even then, there's probably a chance she buys a rapier and still wins the game, even if you make 0 mistakes.
It's not going to be easy for Falcons to try and force out that game 3. Satanic PA, especially after, you know, Satanic morph performance in game 1.
Yeah.
You know that this guy's locked in and ready to win. And on a PA in this patch still, you know, what better hero to have him on, especially with this sort of lead now. He has earned his position, and it's going to be tough for Falcons to knock him down.
All right, Crit's invis on the Tormentor. Will they see because of the lightning? Yeah, they might.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, they're
well, okay, they're going to pick up a kill as well as the Tormentor. Easy one for Satanic, another kill for him.
+1.
Yep.
And so Satanic actually did go Deso.
Hell yeah.
Deso.
Let's go. I mean, obviously, you know, if people tuning in that haven't followed Dota for a year are going to be like, what are these guys talking about?
Deso
You get Deso
PA.
all the time on PA.
The only build.
But, you know, just looking for some numbers, I believe like on the Pro Tracker, to give an example of the last 2 weeks of PA, including last patch and this patch, you get Deso in like 5% of the games. Like,
Okay.
it just was not the build anymore because of how powerful S&Y was, and the fact that it was just a hero, right? And it still kind of is. You know, I don't think we're going to see other PAs necessarily get the death, so most of the time you're just building to live, and then the damage just comes naturally because of the hero. Satanic, though, yeah, he's a cool guy. He knows, get the Deso, have some fun, do the big damage, do the big DPS numbers.
I think basically Falcons have no stuns or spells.
Because he's not dying, right? We saw that last fight. He lives on 500 HP, as you said.
So, Lifestealer, SOY doesn't really do anything first. Quappa doesn't do anything first. Bristol doesn't do anything first. You're going to do what? For like a track or a stun from Bounty, doesn't really matter. And then all of Steam spells, that's what we bought a BKB for. So in this specific game, it makes sense that you don't need to be tanky, you just need to kill them.
Amar. He's tried to walk into the high ground. He is on his own. Yeah, he's dead.
They got 9 class.
They did. They got something. But Amar was leading into an area of the map where he had no backup behind him.
Yeah, and
you know, each and every time, he's getting completely destroyed, obviously, by the fact that, you know, Satanic's been playing this game a pretty early shard, this break.
Yeah.
Has been
really
destroying them every fight.
Too. Yeah. It's super nice for Bristol. That's the other weird thing. I think this is like the 3rd time or 4th time I've seen Bristol picked into a Phantom Assassin, which just seems strange to me. I don't know. I think there's definitely... So it's really hard to say from an outside perspective because a lot of stuff goes into drafting, into heroes, or even into the facets. And, you know, Falcons is AY. So they obviously are picking everything with a plan. Nothing's just, you know, randomly picked for fun.
Absolutely, yeah.
So there's definitely some ideas about this Bristleback that it's also to say it's not necessarily wrong. Like, just because Amar's struggling this game doesn't mean that, oh, it was a bad pick or yada yada. Maybe they just missed their timings. Or they messed up that one fight and now Satanic's having 2 free again.
They might be ready to get in on the fight, on the action here, as no one's into the high ground with the Rolling Thunder. Looks like the rest of the team don't want to dive.
Yeah.
They're ready to use this just to back out. It's enough to keep Satanic safe. They've still got time to try and make something happen with the Aegis. 1 minute left on it.
There's an amplified damage for the piano.
Ooh. Okay. Here we go. And interesting to see, and important to note as well, I guess, even with the patch changes, there was a bit of a change to blow out a buff to it. But we're still seeing some PAs, as in this case, not want to get a point in it.
Yeah. I think I kind of understand why they're not going for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that much. If you look at the minimap, you see the waves just get pushed by a ghost. You're like, huh, I wonder where the Phantom Assassin is. So, and even in the fights, you don't have to... It doesn't do anything either in the early game, so it just free stats.
9 class. Is he able to get the lassos? Skeeter is able to get the infest off, but
So
Crit's getting focused to do the disarm. It will stop Satanic for a little bit, but now he's out. He kills off Snaking, and now he can maybe look for more. He's a bit low on the HP, Satanic. In 20 seconds, that Aegis will expire. The buyback on Snaking. It was just the 1 kill they could find there. Quick plays, as you say, with that infest, that Aghanim's infest from Skeeter to survive.
So this is the big item, right? Skeeter hit his timing, and if he infests, I think it's 5 seconds long.
It's quite long, isn't it?
So it's 5 seconds, and a BKB right now is 7 seconds. So it'll be 6 soon. So pretty much Satanic's full BKB can get fully stopped by
Mid, look at this. No one. He gets the opening on towards Skeeter. They've got the chains as well with the Ice Path. He's finally able to get off the rage. At the same time, Crit and Amar will kill off 9 class toppers. Satanic just jumps in, kills off Crit. We'll see back in the mid, they do lose no one. Satanic's going to have to opt for the TP out. So Falcons, they do actually find a favorable trade there. Getting the chance to kill no one off after no one did try and set up the play onto Skeeter. They had a pretty good amount of stun, but obviously with the play happening like that, with Satanic being top, they just didn't have the overwhelming damage they needed to be able to kill the lifestealer off during those lockdowns.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit too spread out. Probably feel themselves a little too much. You know, you start winning the map, getting kills everywhere, you feel you're unstoppable, and you don't have to bring 5 heroes to every engagement. And times like that where you just don't bring the numbers or when you get punished.
So a little bit of an opening there for Falcons to take away a little bit of the lead.
Yeah, but now Satanic has his Satanic.
He does. So now in a full 5-on-5 team fight, they have to be so sure that they can 100-0 this PA, or at least kind of change the setup during that long disarm that Skeeter should be likely to apply to him. 9 class back in action. Fine snaking.
So, yeah, so the big issue is basically, if you get him low, he's going to BKB Satanic. and then go back to full health. So then the counterplay for that is during his Satanic BKB, you have to infest him.
Yeah. But then you're kind of holding the infest.
Then you have to hold the infest.
Which gets difficult.
You can't necessarily do that if they initiate on you, and he's kind of the one that's getting initiated a lot of the time, which as he's supposed to. So I'm curious to see how they kind of execute the fights. It's probably to be on Amar having to be tanky enough to go in first, and then they use him as the bait. It can't be Skeeter can't bait anymore.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Then you have a whole rolling thunder that's kind of causing chaos in the fight.
DM. Maybe seeing if he can
jump.
start something. Satanic very ready to go. They're up to the high ground. Falcons maybe questioning if they can fight back themselves. They're going to have Snaking back in 5.
So 11k gold lead.
Now for the team with the PA.
Oh.
We've seen many a time how that has ended up.
Radiant are scanning.
They're going to smoke. Let Satanic kind of show, push the wave out. I mean, any hero shows mid, probably besides CM. I don't know if they'll full commit on a Crystal Maiden. It's not really worth it, but yeah.
Well, they might.
Okay.
They'll do a small commit. They get the jump in, they look for Snaking, they'll get him. But now the disarm is there. They'll back off with the Stampede. Sonic Wave not enough to kill Satanic. And now they can turn. Night Class, he's ready with the lasso straight away. Locks down Skeeter. Satanic's able to bring in the damage to bring him down. And now they turn up for the further cleanup. Samel gets caught at the front of the fight after he commits in. Satanic can just play the edge, look to jump in when necessary. They'll kite out the Blade Mail of Amar. And as soon as that comes to an end, if they got the detection, have they got any detection upon
Gem on Satanic.
There we go. It's a little deep, and the quill sprays are stacking up. And in fact, okay. That's one of them dead. Two of them dead.
Kill them all? There's gem on Centaur, gem on the PA.
And Satanic's going to start healing up a bit. They still have to be careful how they show Falcons, because Satanic will kill these two. And they will. They'll stay off the creep wave. So still, a couple of casualties at the end of there for PARIVISION.
Dire's
That could have been way
middle
worse,
tower is under
actually, for
attack.
Falcons. It was really close to them all just team wiping. I think the infest on the PA at the start of the fight was really nice, but yeah, in the end of the day, Lifesteal goes down, Queen of Pain goes down. I think Snaking also died at the very start of the fight. So...
And I guess this is the sort of thing that you have to be worried about as the lifesteal. If you're going to go for this infest play, if there's nobody that's keeping a lockdown on position of 9 class, and they're not stunning the PA, Satanic can kind of freely just walk the lifestealer over to the bat, and then it's like, do you jump out early because you don't want to be lassoed immediately? Do you still wait the max duration and allow the team to set up around you? It's not easy.
Yeah, it's definitely a really hard fight to take.
And they've got the Stampede. They're also going to drop the lasso here. They're bringing the damage for Satanic to take down Crit. Good Ice Path. Macropire down onto 2 of them. There's the Infest again.
See, look how far in he is.
Yeah,
they're forcing him too.
You're going to be pretty deep here, Skeeter. The Bashes are coming into play. They'll pop the Sonic Wave onto Satanic. They're still going to try and dive in, but now the BKB's up for Satanic. He can turn straight towards Skeeter. Skeeter's gone. And the Aghanims, whilst in theory the disarm is nice, they're just using it to their own advantage, PARIVISION. You know, you want to jump inside the PA, but the PA will jump you all the way, miles away from the rest of your team, and then they'll just kill you when you come out of it.
Yeah, I even like they're using the Force Staff.
Yep.
They're trying to time the Ice Path, because I think if you Ice Path on the PA, the Lifesteal can't even rage, but they missed that. But it doesn't matter. The PA is so strong that I think it was like 1 bash, and Skeeter pretty much just died from full health.
I mean, at this point, it's like, do you even want to infest the PA at all? It's not working.
What else do you do? You buy this Ags, I think, specifically just to infest the Phantom Assassin, and
Radiant's top
it's
tower is under attack.
you have a game plan. You do your game plan pretty much like to the as good as you can, and then it doesn't matter. It's not even close. It's not even okay. Next fight, guys, we just have to, you know, be slightly stronger, do a little extra damage. It's just okay. They're all full health. We did absolutely nothing to them, and now we're getting raxed.
Yeah, maybe more.
2 sides.
Yeah, 19k lead. A set of barracks taken in the mid. PARIVISION up 42-20.
They'll go back. Roshan is up. I think Tormentor also is up. So yeah, Tormentor's up, Roshan's up. So they'll probably just go get all the map objectives. Get a little gold.
And this is actually one thing as well that also could be an argument to see more PAs go for this Deso, right? The fact that the S and Y, you are going to get the Sanj eventually because you get the Abyssal in the build.
Yeah.
So the fact that Sanj has been added back into the Abyssal might add more of an argument for these PA players to go, I don't want to get the S and Y, I want to get the Deso and crush it, which I'm happy to see. I prefer getting the Deso, going for the risky big damage plays, rather than building these, boring. Nobody wants to see people buy S and Ys.
No one wants to see 4,000 HP carries.
They want to see these Desos being picked up and the stacks getting racked up. I mean, he's already got 20 on his Deso here, Satanic. Now for Roche. Falcons, can they do anything to interrupt this? Oh, 9 class jumps in. Let's get caught. They have to use the Stampede quite early. DM still able to make the jump onto the backlines. He finds snaking. They're controlling the CM. Amar pots the BKB, but he's already so low. Satanic's in with the Abyssal. Amar, he's trying to run, but the dagger crit finds him. He's gone. Up to the high ground they go. Samel will be able to blink out, but no one's ready to chase. The Sonic Wave will push them back momentarily.
Okay, he's disarmed.
So Samel's able to continue to blink out. But indeed, once again, as soon as Skeeter pops out of the Infest, he's just dead. I really do think, as you say, this is probably a plan that they cooked up where they're like, well, it's fine. They got a PA, we'll get the Aghanims on the Lifestealer and infest the PA, and then we'll what? Well, that bit of the plan, they didn't finish the plan.
You can't plan that far ahead.
That's true. They got to, you infest the PA, and then what do we do then?
Give the enemy Roche.
Yeah, this is true. The smiley faces are coming out from PARIVISION. They know that whatever Falcons is trying to do here, it just ain't working.
Yep. And ooh. I'll be honest, I was hoping PA would lose all the games today. I don't want to go back. I'm glad I'm not playing.
I mean, how's it got to just go back to first phase bans?
You got to go back to
It's got to go back to first phase bans. It did lose today, though.
It did.
It did.
But
the games it won, it really did win.
It feels like the games it loses are independent of the PA. Like, it's not the PA's fault. It just kind of is. You can't win every game. And then the games it wins, it's purely because of the Phantom Assassin. I feel like if that's the case, if you always lose and it's never the PA's fault, and if you win, it's always because of the PA to some extent, I think that's a broken hero. You just pick it.
And then they go.
Oh, no.
Beautiful stun, beautiful follow-up with the lasso. The two of them, Amar and Crit, instantly gone.
All right, big infest.
Oh, no, not again, the infest. Oh, no.
Every time.
I mean, obviously at this point it's too late, but I don't know if you want to infest anymore. He's going to try and see what he can find. He's able to clean up 9 class. Can they get anything more, though? Still see a PA alive on my screen. That's normally pretty bad news for the team. They've got the Aegis out of his hands. And the buybacks are coming out.
BKB.
Can they kill Satanic a second time? Satanic is going to look for Samel. Here's the this time it's kind of good because now there's not a lot around him. Okay, DM, who's not in time as the blink out is there. Turn for Skeeter.
They're doing it.
They are kind of dealing with the PA, but Satanic's going to be ready to jump back in and look for them. They make the move over towards Amar. He's gone. Die back on him. They'll clean up snaking as well. They tried to counter the PA. They really did, but it didn't work out, Gunnar.
Yeah, I just think early game went really well for Falcons. I think all their lanes went pretty well, and it was, one fight that they lost pretty much to PA, and then ever since that fight, it felt unplayable for Falcons. Just consistently doing too much damage on Satanic. And again, he didn't have a great game. He was 0-3.
He had a slow start.
Didn't get the battlefield, I want to say, till what, 15 minutes or something?
But then that middle fight, right, that he turns up to after having a rough start. Yeah, got him kind of back towards the top of the